Hello, hello, hello. It is 3:30 and we're going to get started with today's topic. Today I'm going to be talking about keeping your word, being a person of your word. Sometimes we often make promises that later on we have a hard time keeping. I know that I have made promises to God to remain celibate, not one time, but two times. I made that promise to Him to remain celibate until He sent me the man that was supposed to be for me, you know, to be my husband. And on both of those occasions, I broke that promise to Him because I relied on what those men was telling me instead of relying on what God was showing me. And God keeps, you know, telling me, make sure you keep your word. I'm about to show you some things, but you got to keep your word. And Saturday night, I went to church and they was showing a movie called Fireproof. And in that movie, I'm not gonna tell you the movie just in case you want to see it. That was my first time seeing it, and it was a good movie. At first, I was like, because I'm a movie watcher. At first, I was like, this acting is so horrible. Like, like they couldn't pick, some better actors. But after I got over the acting and actually got into the movie and what they was talking about, I was like, this movie is actually a good movie. But it's about a couple. The man is a firefighter and the woman works at the hospital. And yes, Malia. But basically, the man, the lady complains about how the man puts more effort into people he don't know than he do with her. And his complaint about her was that she's always nagging. She don't give him no respect and she is not appreciative of what he does. And oftentimes we do get in the habit of like so worried about what we're lacking from the other person that we're not even seeing the lack that we're giving that person also. You know what I'm saying? We just get caught up in us like me, 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 me. But it's not just about me, especially when you're in a relationship. It's a two-way street. You got to give and take. And basically, the woman got so fed up, she wanted a divorce. And plus, it was this another guy, at work, being nice to her, listening to her, doing all the things that she was begging her husband to do. And, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't listen to her. And so she wanted a divorce. And at first, he was with it too. But then his dad kept asking him over again, "Is this sure? Are you sure this is what you want?" His best friend at work was like, "You go into fires every day, risking your life for people you barely know, but you're willing to let your own house burn down." So he kept thinking, "Is this really what I want?" And then it changed from, you know, he wanted it, but she didn't want it. So then his dad gave him like this love diary to do every day. And as he was going through it, he got halfway through it. He was talking to his dad, and he was like, "Dad, no matter what I do, she rejects it." And he just was so upset, and his dad just kept walking closer and closer to like this crucifix that was in the middle of this like wooded area. And he was like, "Don't we also do that to God?" He basically give to us every day. He's constantly doing for us every day. Waking us up alone is a gift, because we could have went to sleep and stayed asleep. And if we didn't have our life together before we went to bed that night, we would have just been messed up. But he felt like you was worthy enough to wake you up another day, to give you another chance to be better than you was yesterday, to do more, to wake up and see how serious life is. So after he realized that the way his wife was treating him was basically the way he was treating God. God was constantly trying to love him, but he was constantly rejecting God. He was constantly denying his presence. And when he saw that, he realized that in order to fix my marriage, I must first fix my relationship with God. Because if I don't know how to have a relationship with God, if I don't know how to love Him, then I'm not going to know how to fix my relationship with her and love her. And that movie, it just moved me. And that enemy, he be working. He be working, I tell you. Soon as I got out of church, got a message. I replied to the message. And then, like later on that night, I was trying to sleep, and I get more messages that just broke my soul, had me crying. The rest of that night, I cried myself to sleep, and then I was crying in church all day. I was like, "God, I did everything that you told me to do, and this person is constantly rejecting me, constantly denying my presence, just like in the movie." And I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. And it was just weighing on me all day. And God has a way of testing your your word. all I kept hearing is, are you going to keep your word? Your promise that you told me that you was going to forgive. Are you going to obey everything that I told you? And I'm not going to lie, it is so hard to think about forgiving somebody that basically tried to murder you. It's like it's like seeing the person that almost tried to kill you again, and they say, I'm sorry, can you forgive me? And you're like, you tried to kill me, and now you ask me for my forgiveness. Now I must forgive you. It can be tough. It can be real tough to keep your word when your feelings are have been stomped on, and when you've been spit in the face, when you've been stabbed in the back over and over and over again. It can be hard, so hard to keep your word. But that's why having a relationship with God is so important, because if I've never started this journey on finding the truth and learning about God and building this relationship, to keep my promise to Him, to forgive people that have hurt me, to trust in the things that He tell me, to obey every one of His commands, it would be real hard, because people can damage you to the point that when you run into something good, something worth trusting, something worth putting your all into, you become afraid. You're like, the last couple of times I did this, it came back as a slap in the face. So I vowed never again to do that again. And then you end up treating this one person that was actually sent to help you, to love you, to give you all the things that you have ever prayed for. You end up treating that person the way those people who hurt you have treated you. You become the hurt, and you allow it to keep spreading around and hurting more people. So at this moment, I'm about to take and I'm about to read some things from the Bible. This first two verses comes from Numbers 30:1-2. Moses said to the head of the tribe of Israel, "This is what the Lord commands. when a man makes a vow to the Lord, sorry, y'all. When a man makes a vow to the Lord or takes an oath to obligate himself by a pledge, he must not break his word, but must do everything he said. God is all about keeping his promise. As he say in Genesis 1, it says, let me go to it for y'all real quick. My bad, let me find it real quick. When you say you should have been prepared. I was prepared, you guys. I swear I was. But this one just threw me for a loop. My bad, you guys. I'm always like making like weird little noises. I do not know why, but you know. Okay, I can't find which verse it is, but I know what it says. It says God is the word. I might be saying this wrong, you guys. And that's not good because I want to give y'all the correct verse. I want to say it right. But for some reason, it's just not coming to me. They want to do me dirty right now. But God is the word, and the word was with God and all that. Basically saying that God is a promise keeper. That's all he is about, keeping promises. We got 66 books in the Bible, and all of them are different stories of promises that God has kept to different people. And he has every single one of those promises. No matter how much a person have made a mistake, no matter how he felt about a person, no matter, it just didn't matter. He kept his promise every time. And that's just what the Bible have on record. It's a lot more promises than that than God has kept to people that's not on record. And no matter how hurt I am, no matter how much I want to just be angry and unforgiving, they can do to earn your forgiveness. It's nothing. Nothing in the world. That's what it feels like. There's nothing in this world that you can do to make me forgive you. But God tells us to forgive so that the devil will not outwit us in its entirety, so we can gain all of the blessings and not just some of it, because we chose not to forgive. So no matter the hurt that I feel, my love for God is stronger. It is much, much stronger than the hate that I currently feel towards certain people that have hurt me. And because I love God that much, I have chosen, because everything in this world is about making a choice. Hence the title of my series, Choosing the Right Path. It's a choice. You can choose to walk the path with God, or you can choose not to. But God gives you that open invitation to make your own choice for yourself. And I think that shows more love than forcing somebody to do something. Some people, they force you to do stuff so much to the point it makes you uncomfortable. It's just like, you're not even allowing me to decide for myself if this is what I want or not, because you're trying to force me into it. And I can tell you, everything I've learned has been an experience, because that's how I learn. I'm a hands-on person. So God sends me lessons that I experience hands-on, so I can understand, okay, this is how I was making this person feel by trying to force them to be with me. This feel real uncomfortable. This is making me kind of not even like this person, because every time I turn around, they trying to force me to do something instead of just allowing me to do it on my own choice. You know what I'm saying? Gotta let you make your own choice. Not gonna force you to love him. He'll love you, but if you don't want to love him back, that's okay. You just made your own choice to go to your own destination. And my church that I've been going to, they started a Bible study last night, and I was going through these questions that they gave us, and I learned hell was never meant for us. It was meant for the devil and his angels. That's it. Man was never intended to go to hell. But because we choose to follow the devil like those angels did, we are now subject to going to hell. God intended us to go to be in paradise with him, to be happy and live forever. But when we sinned, it kind of like took it from an absolute to now you have free will to choose if you want to go. If you, because God created Satan and those angels, and they chose to go against him, because they thought they were so much better than the creator, that they could make better decisions than the creator. It's like, how can you ever think you can outthink somebody who created you? They created your mind. So how can you think you can outthink somebody that created your mind? But that was their thought process. So God sent them to their destination. And because they was mad, they was like, we're going to take your precious people with us. And that's when he first convinced Eve to sin. And then she convinced her husband to sin. So I know I just went all off subject. But to me, it's just like everything could be so simple. That's always been my mind ever since I can remember as a little kid. I'm just like, things could be so simple, but people make it harder than it has to be all the time. And it's just like, I don't understand it. Like, you're making this more than it has to be. And that's probably what God thinks all the time. He's like, I made this real simple for you. You own all of this. Just don't eat from that tree. That was real simple, real black and white, real straight to the point. God kept his promise to allow them to have everything but the tree. But they didn't keep their promise to leave that tree alone. God is always giving us promises, but for some reason, we don't keep our promise to him. And he make it real simple. You can have this, 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 this. Just trust me. Just keep your promise. Just obey the things that I tell you. Because I'm not telling you these things to hurt you. I'm telling you these things to protect you, to show you how to maneuver around the devil's obstacles. And I've learned that. It has this 2 years, this 2-year journey has been such an eye opener. I was so used to trying to rely on man, and God had to show me that if you rely on man, you'll surely die. For real. But if you trust me and love me and do the things that I tell you to do, you will live. And as soon as I took my trust out of man and put it into God, he started equipping me with tools. Even though the devil has tried to interfere, God has not allowed his tricks and manipulations and all this other stuff he used to try to hurt you. He has not allowed it to penetrate me. God has made me fireproof. Destroy you, but he did promise that they wouldn't burn you. And I'm so grateful, promise keeper, because I now have a second chance at life. I am about to be healed. He had taken something that was meant to destroy me and it's turned into a blessing. He has taken me out of a problem I caused for myself. All of this started because I broke a promise to God. I put myself in this predicament to die. And he said, because I was truly sorry, he forgave me. And I still had to go through my punishment. I know they say God don't punish, so maybe the consequences of my actions, I still had to endure it. But at the same time, each day, he has helped me dig out of the hole that I put myself in. He has helped me build tools to help me get out of the hole faster. And when I stopped relying on man, when I relied on man, I got no, 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 no. Then when I turned and gave it to God, I got a couple of no's, but those no's led me to the yes. That's gonna help me. That's gonna heal my body. And it's all because of God. So because he has done that for me, he has saved me from a mistake that I made. It's only right that I keep my word. I'm telling you, it's a constant battle because I'm over here like every day praying that God helps me to really keep my word. And because of, Kobe Bryant dying yesterday, everybody is, talking about not holding grudges against people and letting it go because you never know when somebody is going to die. And it's just like, I'm mad at that person, but not enough that I want to see them die. So, yes, they have hurt me, but I'm able to forgive because at the end of the day, I actually would never want to see anything bad happen to that person. So why not just forgive them so I can receive everything that God has for me? Often we think forgiveness is for the other person, but that power that person has over you that is making you're able to let it go is to help save. Because if we don't, the devil will use those feelings to make us hurt other people. And I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want anybody to feel the pain that I have felt. I know it don't feel good. So why would I want to do anything like that to anybody else? So I told myself I want to be like God. I told myself I want to be a person of my word, that no matter what happens, no matter you know, what people say about me, the one thing that they could never say is I didn't keep my word. And in order for me to do that, that means I need to keep all my promises to God, not just the one about say harder when it comes to learning about God and really taking this seriously and put in more effort. Is it's a two-way street. If we desire for God to keep his promises to us, we must also keep our promises to him. It's only fair. And I'm all about fairness. That's all you could ever ask of someone is to be fair. And I want to be fair to God because he has done a lot for me. He has kept me alive when I should have been dead. I should have been dead like multiple times because I have constantly put myself in positions that I should have died because at the times I didn't love myself. And God is like, how can you constantly ask for somebody to love you when you don't even know how to love yourself? So this is my time to learn to love myself so that I can pop. That's the only way you can know. Gotta go get my hustle on. Thank y'all for watching. I love you. Peace. God is good all the time.